Hello, Virgo. Anna here. From Virgo. What came through today has been sitting in someone's chest for a long time. Too long. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Subscribe if this is yours. So let's get started. Something is germinating, not blooming, not yet. Germination is the invisible part. The part that happens under the soil, where no one can see it, where the seed has cracked open and the first pale root is reaching downward before anything reaches upward, before there is any visible evidence that life is happening at all. That is where this person is. The confession has cracked open inside them. The root is moving, and the movement is slow, and it is dark, and it is happening in the part of them that no one has access to, not you, not anyone, and yet it is happening with the particular certainty of something that has passed the point of return. Seeds that have germinated do not ungerminate. Whatever initiated the process, whatever the specific combination of conditions that finally broke the dormancy, it cannot be reversed. The opening has occurred. The reaching has begun. What comes next is not a question of whether, but of when the first shoot breaks the surface. They miss you in the body, not in the mind. The mind has its reasons, its arguments, its carefully constructed case for why the missing should be manageable. The mind has been working overtime building that case. It has produced some convincing work, solid looking, well reasoned. The body ignores it completely. The body misses you in the specific, inarticulate, completely unreasonable way that bodies miss things, in the hands that reach without destination, in the chest that carries a low-grade pressure, in the spot where your presence used to be, in the sleep that is lighter than it should be, and arrives later than it used to, and leaves too soon, in the appetite that is sometimes absent and sometimes ravenous and almost never simply normal. That is what missing you actually looks like from the inside. Not melancholy, not poetry, a body that is noticeably, functionally, inconveniently altered by your absence. The true feeling, what is it? Not the edited version, not the version they would offer if you asked casually, the version that fits inside the current arrangement between you and does not destabilize anything. That version exists, and it is not the true feeling. It is the husk of the true feeling, the shape of it with the interior removed. The true feeling is larger than what they have shown you. Here is what it contains. Regret first, not catastrophic, but persistent. The specific regret of someone who made choices that made sense at the time and have since revealed their cost in ways that compound quietly, like interest. Every day slightly more expensive than the day before. Every morning the calculation a little harder to ignore. Then need. Genuine, unperformed need, the kind that is embarrassing to feel because it does not fit the version of themselves they have been presenting. The version that manages, that is fine. That does not require anything from anyone. That version is exhausting to maintain, and you are the person in whose presence the maintenance felt least necessary. And then underneath both of those, something that does not have a clean name. Something that is not quite love in the greeting card sense and not quite longing in the romantic novel sense, but is something older than both. The pull of a person towards someone who made them feel, however briefly, however imperfectly, like the truest version of themselves, was not only acceptable but wanted. That is what they are trying to find the words for. Dormancy. A seed can lie dormant for years, decades. There are seeds found in archaeological sites hundreds of years old, preserved in the right conditions that, when planted in suitable soil, germinate, open, begin. Something in this person has been in that kind of dormancy, not dead dormancy, and death look identical from the outside, and the difference only becomes apparent when the conditions change, when warmth returns, when moisture reaches the seed coat, when whatever was absent that was needed is suddenly quietly present again. Something changed the conditions. What changed is not entirely clear from here. Whew. It may have been something external, an encounter, a conversation, something that surfaced in a context completely unrelated to you, and somehow, through whatever indirect chain of association, led directly to you, to the specific, irreplaceable fact of you, to the awareness that the space where you were is still shaped like you, still yours, still waiting with the particular patience of a space that was carved by something real. The dormancy is ending, how confession actually moves through a person. It starts as physical discomfort, uh, a tightness, a heldness, the sensation of something that wants to move and is being held in place not by locks, not by walls, but by the anticipatory flinch of someone who is about to do something vulnerable and has not yet decided whether the vulnerability is survivable. Then it moves to the throat. This is the stage they may be in now. Whew! The stage where the words exist, where the feeling has finally condensed into language, where the sentence is formed and present and real, but the throat will not yet open around it. Where the confession is technically ready and the body is still negotiating. The negotiation ends. It always ends. The throat opens or the fingers move or whatever channel the confession finds, it finds one. Because a formed sentence that is true does not remain permanently unspoken. It has its own pressure, its own insistence, its own route reaching toward the surface with the particular stubbornness of something alive. They are in the throat stage, which means they are close. You, on your end of this, what is happening in you. There may be a tiredness, the specific tiredness that comes not from overwork, but from holding a posture for too long. The posture of someone who has decided, however that decision was made, however many times it was revisited and confirmed and made again to keep moving, to not wait, to build the future without knowing whether this person would be in it. That posture costs something. Held long enough, it becomes its own kind of chronic ache, not dramatic, just present. The low hum of someone who has not fully closed a door because closing it required a certainty they never quite reached. Something may be about to make the door decision for you. Not by force, by information, by the arrival of something that changes what is true between you, that adds to the equation a variable that was missing, that makes a decision that felt impossible feel suddenly, almost quietly possible. What need looks like when it is finally confessed, not like the movies. It looks like someone choosing their words more carefully than usual, speaking slightly slower, making eye contact that lasts a beat longer than the conversation requires, saying something that seems simple on the surface and lands with a weight disproportionate to its surface simplicity. It looks like "I think about you," said plainly, without theater, with the specific lack of decoration that genuine things tend to have, because genuineness does not require ornament, because the weight is already there, because adding anything to it would only make it harder to carry across the distance between two people. It looks like "I miss you." Two words, enormous, taking up the entire room the moment they are spoken, changing the air, making everything that was said before them seem like preamble and everything after them seem like consequence. The need they are carrying is not weakness. This is worth saying because it is easy to misread need as deficit, as evidence of someone who could not hold themselves together without you, who requires your presence to function, whose desire is really just dependency wearing a more attractive face. That is not what this is. What this is recognition. The recognition of someone who has now lived enough of their life without you in it to have a clear comparative data set. Who knows, with the precision that only absence provides, exactly what your presence added? What quality of experience was available with you that is not available without you? What specific texture of their own life, their own thinking, their own feeling, their own sense of being known goes flat when you are not there? That is not weakness. That is discernment. The hard won, absence tested, genuinely earned discernment of someone who knows what they want because they have lived without it long enough to measure the cost. The germination is real. Beneath whatever surface you can see, beneath the silence, beneath the distance, beneath the arrangement of things as they have been, something has cracked open, is reaching. Is moving through the dark toward the light with the blind, unwavering, completely non negotiable orientation of something alive that knows which direction it needs to go. You don't have to do anything with this right now. You don't have to prepare a response or arrange yourself into any particular posture of readiness. The soil doesn't prepare for the seed. The soil simply is, present, receptive, itself. Be the soil. What is growing toward you has been growing toward you for longer than this moment. It has survived drought. It has survived the wrong season. It has survived the particular darkness of being held inside someone who is not yet ready to let it reach the surface. It is ready now. And when it breaks through, you will recognize it. Not because you were told to expect it, because some part of you never stopped knowing it was there.